Good morning. In this session, I shall be discussing about organization of apical meristems, particularly Einstein theory and tunica carpus theory. This topic is included in the unit Plant Anatomy of the second semester. I am Shobha Rani, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Chikbalapur. Before we discuss the theories related to organization of meristems, let us have a recap of structure and classification of meristems. Carl Nageli coined the term meristem. Meristematic tissue contains undifferentiated cells. It is a group of cells that are in continuous state of division or retain their power of division. They are composed of immature cells. The intercellular spaces are absent. Cells are oval, rounded or polygonal in shape. Cells are always living and thin-walled. They are rich in cytoplasm with minute vacuoles. They are devoid of reserve food materials, endoplasmic reticulum and plastids. Meristems are classified by various workers based on its origin, development, position and plane of division and function. If we look into the brief outline of the classification of meristems, meristems are classified based on its development or origin into three types, that is promeristem, primary meristem and secondary meristem. Promeristem, also referred to as primordial meristem or embryonic meristem, represents primary stage of meristematic cells. Plant embryonic axis represents this type of meristems. It gives rise to primary meristems. Primary meristems originate from the promeristem and divide in different planes. It is always in active state of division and gives rise to primary permanent tissue. It is found in root, shoot and leaf apex and intercalary parts. Secondary meristem originates from the primary tissue. It gives rise to secondary permanent tissues during secondary growth. Example, cork cambium, cambium and interfascicular cambium. Based on the position, meristems are classified into apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Apical meristem is present in shoot and root apex. It divides in different planes and helps in the increase in length. Intercalary meristems are found intercalated between permanent tissues or base of the internode. It helps in elongation of the plant body. The lateral meristems are present in the lateral sides of the plant body. It divides periclinally. It helps to increase the thickness or girth during the secondary growth. Example, vascular cambium, cork cambium and interfascicular cambium. Based on the plane of division, meristems can be of three types, that is mass meristems, rib meristem or file meristem and plane meristem. Mass meristem divides in all planes and form a mass of cells, as in endosperms. The rib meristems or file meristems divide in a single plane and form a row of cells, as in cortex and pith. Plate meristems divides in two planes and form a plate of cells, like in epidermis and epiblema. Based on the function, meristems can be of three types, that is protoderm, ground meristem and procambium. Protoderm develops epidermal tissue system. Ground meristem develops cortex and pith, while the procambium makes primary vascular bundles. Now let us look into the organization of apical meristems. The important theories of shoot apical meristems are apical cell theory, histogen theory, and tunica carpus theory. The apical cell theory was proposed by Nageli. According to this theory, the apical meristem consists of a single apical cell called apical initial, and this cell is interpreted as the structural and functional unit of apical meristem. The cell is very large and is shaped like an inverted pyramid. The apical cell is tetrahedral in shape and has 3 to 4 cutting faces, among which single face is directed upward and the rest 3 are pointed downwards. The side of the apical cell that is directed upward is triangular or square in shape and forms a part of the outer surface of the shoot apex. The cell divides by an asymmetrical division. As a result, a narrow and flat cell is formed. The next division of the apical cell is also asymmetric. As a result, all cutting faces have their daughter cells. The daughter cells also divide and form large packets of cells. The packet of cells differentiates and form different segments of shoot. Later, extensive investigation refuted the universal occurrence of solitary apical cell in a meristem. Now let us look into the histogen theory. Einstein in 1868 put forward a histogen theory. Histogen means tissue builder. According to this theory, the tissues of a plant body originate from a mass of meristem where the following 3 histogens can be distinguished. That is the dermatogen, peribelum, and pleurome. Dermatogen is the outermost layer of the meristem. It gives rise to epidermis of the root and stem. Peribelum region occurs internal to dermatogen but peripheral to pleurome. This histogen is destined to form cortex of root and shoot and inner tissue of leaves. It surrounds the pleurome. Pleurome region gives rise to vascular cylinder of stem and root, including pith. It is the central core of stem and root, and the cells composing of these zones are very irregular. This region is enveloped by a variable number of mantle-like layers which are represented by dermatogen and peribelum. According to Einstein, dermatogen, peribelum, and pleurome arise from independent initials of the apical meristem. Later investigation reveals that the subdivisions dermatogen, peribelum, and pleurome has no universal application because in gymnosperm and angiosperms there exists no clear distinction between peribelum and pleurome. The respective roles of the 3 histogens cannot be demonstrated. The main weakness of the Einstein's concept was to assign specific destinies of histogens. The histogens, dermatogen, peribelum, and pleurome gives rise to epidermis, cortex, and stele. Later, this theory was superseded by tunica carpus theory because the zones are not committal. Though histogen theory is rejected, it is still regarded as classic due to the fact that Einstein regarded shoot and root apex as a composite unit consisting of different groups of histogens, and the histogens differ fundamentally from each other, producing different tissues. Now let us move on to the next theory, that is the tunica carpus theory. Schmidt in 1924 postulated tunica carpus theory on the basis of the studies of shoot apices of angiosperms. This theory is concerned with planes of cell divisions in the apex. In contrast to the apical cell theory and histogen theory, tunica carpus theory is applicable only to the shoot apex and not to the root. Schmidt distinguishes two tissue zones in the shoot apex and termed them as tunica and carpus. Tunica is the peripheral tissue zone of the shoot apex. It consists of one or more peripheral layers of cells. Dicotyledons exhibit 1 to 5 layers of cells in tunica. 2 layers of cells are represented by largest number of species. Monocotyledons have 1 to 4 layers of cells in tunica. 1 and 2 layer tunica predominates in it. Tunica is characterized in having anticlinal plane of cell division. That is, the division wall is laid down perpendicular to the surface. This division reflects to the surface growth in the apex. As a result, tunica grows as a sheet but not in thickness. To increase in thickness, a tunica cell will have to undergo cell division with periclinal wall. That is, the cell wall have to be laid down parallel to the surface. Normally, periclinal division does not occur in tunica where anticlinal division predominates except at the point of origin of the leaf primordium and axillary bud. Cytologically, two zones are recognized in tunica, though all cells exhibit the same anticlinal cell division. The first zone is central apical zone and the second occurs between the central apical zone and leaf primordium. The central apical zone consists of one or few initial cells that are larger and contain large nuclei and vacuoles than the cells of the second zone. The cells of the second zone are small and more darkly stained than the cells of the first zone. In contrast to first zone, periclinal division may occur in the second zone close to the leaf primordium in addition to the anticlinal division. The main function of tunica is to give rise to epidermis. Sometimes the inner layers of tunica form cortex and vascular tissue. Corpus is the inner tissue zone of the shoot apex. It consists of cells that are several cell layer deep. Tunica overarches corpus. Meristematic tissues composing this zone are larger than tunica. The initial cell of corpus occur below the tunica. The initials of corpus are difficult to differentiate from the initials of tunica. The initials arise independently and not related to tunica. The initial cells divides periclinally and the derivatives divide to form the core of the shoot apex. In the division of derivative cells, there is no definite orientation of the cell wall formation. That is, cells divide in all planes. As a result, the shoot apex increases in volume. Generally, corpus is destined to give rise to cortex and vascular tissues. Usually, corpus is not homogeneous. It consists of several zones. The corpus is composed of 3 zones, that is, central mother cells, the uppermost zone of the corpus, pith rib meristem that occurs below the central mother cell zone, the flank meristem, also called as peripheral meristem, that surrounds both central mother cell zone and pith rib meristem. The peripheral zone is shaped like a truncated hollow cone. The component cells of tunica and corpus differ in size, shape, and plane of cell division. Some of the merits of tunica corpus theory are: it deals with one thing, that is plane of cell division. As a result, the description of meristem becomes precise. The destiny of derivatives of corpus is not predetermined. The derivatives of the zones are not rigid like histogen theory. It explains clearly the growth pattern in shoot apex of angiosperms. It enables to understand the development of leaves as they arise close to apex. Tunica corpus organization of shoot apical meristem is observed in angiosperms only. Cryptogams and majority of the gymnosperms do not exhibit tunica corpus organization. They do not have any stable surface layer that divides only by anticlinal division. Tunica corpus theory is non-committal regarding the ultimate destiny of the cell lineages. In present-day concept, all cells in the shoot apex with tunica corpus organization are fundamentally same and have equal potentiality. In the summary, let us look into the important aspects of histogen theory and tunica corpus theory. According to the histogen theory, shoot apex has three zones. Apical meristem composed of small mass of cells which are alike and divide fast, that is meristematic. These meristematic cells form promeristem, which are differentiated into three zones, that is dermatogen, periplem and pleurome. Every zone consists of a group of initials called histogen or the tissue builder. Dermatogen or the outer layer gives rise to epidermis of stems. Periplem, the middle layer, gives rise to cortex and endodermis, while the pleurome or the inner layer gives rise to pericycle, pith and vascular tissue. According to the tunica corpus theory, there are two zones of tissues in the apical meristem. The tunica consists of one or more layer of peripheral layers of cells and the corpus a mass of cells enclosed by tunica. The layer of tunica shows anticlinal division, that is perpendicular to the periphery and bring about surface growth. In corpus, cell division is irregular and at various planes, resulting in the growth and volume of the mass. Tunica gives rise to epidermis, corpus gives rise to cortex or ground tissue. So, this was the brief description of theories related to the Heilstein and tunica corpus theory related to the organization of meristem. Thank you.